So, a few things to clean up before we go on to multiplication. It is something called the opposite. It's just a new name for something we already did, which is, if I have a variable a, what does it mean to take away this variable? Or in this context, where we don't write what we take it away from, this is called the opposite of a. So we have some bar that represents a, and then we take the opposite. We put it in a little bubble by itself, and well, say what's the effect? Well, the effect for a simple variable would be to just another way of writing it. This bar stands for minus a, and this notation is actually valid even if a itself represents a negative number. So for example, if a is minus 3 antidots, and we take the opposite of that, which is 3 dots. So just because we have a stroked out bar doesn't mean that these are antidots. These are just the opposite of whatever a is composed of. Now, this opposite operation, actually it's just a subtraction from 0. But let's just check how this works with adding and subtracting. It is the same thing, it's just a subtraction from 0. Just to make sure that we know what we are dealing with here, let's check, for example, the opposite of the sum a plus b, and let's see how the usual sign rule for eliminating this bracket actually works quite naturally in visual algebra. So what do we have? We have a plus b, so a sum of some variable a and some variable b, and we have the sum of that and the opposite of that sum. Now it's quite natural to, well, just split this anti-grouping. Group things together and flip everything is quite naturally the same thing as flipping everything and then grouping things together. So we can build these two anti-groups which get added together. And what do we have? This is just the opposite of this variable a, for which we have the shorthand of just shading this bar. So this is the opposite of a, and the same thing down here. We can get rid of this group and just shade the bar that represents b. So we have the opposite of a plus the opposite of b. Okay, so what happens now if we instead have a difference? So let's see, we can maybe keep this here, and then we have now the difference a minus b. Take the opposite of that. Again, we just split this anti-grouping into two, like so, and take the overall sum. Again, up here we get the opposite of a, and down here, look, we get the opposite of b, that is just b itself. So the way we do this algebraically is the opposite of a minus b is minus a plus b. Beautiful.